There is a level you are standing on right now, and you cannot see it. That is the problem. Every man you have ever envied, every man who walked into a room and changed the temperature of it, was standing on a level above yours, and he knew exactly which one. You do not. You have been told that power is a simple thing, that some men have it and some men do not, and that the difference is luck or money or a name you were not born with. That is a lie told by people who never studied it. Power is a ladder. It has 7 rungs. Most men die somewhere on the 2nd or 3rd without ever learning the map existed, convinced the whole time that they were just unlucky. Niccolo Machiavelli spent his life watching men climb this ladder and fall off it. He saw princes with armies who held nothing, and quiet men with no title who held everything. Today I am going to show you all 7 levels, and by the end you will know exactly which one you are standing on. So sit down, lock in, and listen carefully, because what you are about to learn will change the way you move through this world forever. Before the levels, understand what they measure. Power is not money. Money is a symptom that shows up at certain levels and not at others. Power is not a job title, and it is not how loud you are in a room. Power is one thing only. It is how much of the world moves when you decide something. That is the whole measurement. A man on a low level can decide something and nothing happens. His decision dies inside his own skull. A man on a high level decides something quietly on a Tuesday, and rooms he will never enter rearrange themselves. Machiavelli understood that men are ranked constantly, invisibly, in every interaction, and that most of them never realize they are being measured. He wrote that a prince must know the nature of both men and beasts, because a man who does not understand what he is dealing with is already losing. That includes yourself. You are the first thing you must learn to read accurately. Here is the brutal part. Your level is not what you feel. It is what happens when you push on the world. Most men are 2 levels lower than they believe, and the gap between the 2 numbers is exactly where their suffering lives. Let me show you the man who cannot name his level. He believes he is close to the top. He tells himself the only thing missing is a break, a chance, a contact, a bit of capital, and then everything unlocks. He is not lying. He genuinely cannot see the rungs above him, because from below, every level looks like the last one. So he mistakes being busy for being powerful. He mistakes being liked for being respected. He mistakes having opinions for having influence. And every time reality corrects him, a decision made without him, a room he was not invited into, a man with half his talent moving past him, he explains it away and returns to his story. This is the most expensive habit a man can have. You cannot climb a ladder you refuse to look at. You cannot fix a position you will not name. Machiavelli said that men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that one who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. The most dangerous deception is not the one someone runs on you. It is the one you run on yourself about where you actually stand. Today that ends. Be honest as we climb. Find your rung. Level 1. The invisible. On this level, you are not a player in the game. You are the material the game is played with. Your hours are bought cheaply and resold at a profit you never see. You are a function, not a name. The guy who does the thing. Interchangeable with any other guy who could also do the thing. No one asks your opinion, and when you offer it, the conversation continues as if you had not spoken. You are buddy and mate and hey you to men who have known your face for 3 years and never learned your name. The defining mark of level 1 is simple. If you disappeared tomorrow, nothing would change. Someone would be found by Thursday, and the machine would keep running at the same speed. Not slower, the same speed. That is not an insult, it is a measurement, and almost every man alive starts here. The trap of this level is comfort disguised as duty. You work hard, you are told hard work is enough, and the working itself becomes an excuse never to look up. 10 years pass. You are more tired, but no higher. The move off level 1 is not to work harder. It is to become good at something that has a name. Skill is the first rung anyone can actually grip. Level 2, the liked. Here you have discovered warmth and it feels like progress. People enjoy having you around. You are the one who is easy, who smooths things, who remembers the birthday and diffuses the tension. You get invited, you get included, and you have quietly begun to believe that this is power. It is not. Being liked is a seat at the table. Power is a vote at the table. You will feel this gap on the day a decision that directly affects your life gets made in a room where everyone likes you, and no one thinks to ask you. Watch what you are actually called for. You are the man they text to smooth something over, to calm someone down, to make the awkward thing less awkward. Never the man they text to decide. That distinction is the entire level. The trap of level 2 is the sweetest trap on the ladder because it feels good the entire time you are stuck in it. Approval becomes your currency, and you start spending your life earning it, softening opinions, agreeing when you disagree, staying pleasant when you should be firm. Machiavelli was blunt about this. He said that men love at their own discretion, but they fear at the discretion of the prince, and love that costs nothing is dropped the moment it becomes expensive. Warmth is not leverage. If you recognized yourself in level 1 or level 2, do not look away from it. Say the number out loud right now and write it in the comments. Just the number. Most men will not have the honesty to do that. That is precisely why most men stay where they are. Now let's climb. Level 3, the competent. This is where real power begins and where most ambitious men stop forever. You can do something well, genuinely well. People need you for it, they call you for it. And for the first time in your life, you feel valued rather than tolerated. Your income rises, your confidence rises. But look closely at the shape of your power and you will see the ceiling. Your power exists only inside your task. The moment you step outside your specialty, you are invisible again. And there is a colder problem underneath. Competence is rentable. Someone above you is buying your excellent output at a fixed price and capturing the value it creates. And he is not smarter than you. He simply sits at a different level. This is why brilliant men stay employed by mediocre ones and cannot understand how it happened. Look at the man who signs off on your work. He often cannot do what you do. He does not need to. He sells your 8 hours for 4 times what he pays you and pockets the gap. And the gap is not a reward for talent. It is a reward for position. Level 3 is a good living and a low ceiling. The move upward is not more skill. Stacking more skill on level 3 keeps you on level 3. The move is to stop selling your hours and start owning something. Level 4, the connected. On this level, you stop being the man who does the work and become the man who knows who to call. Doors open, introductions land. You walk into places your competence alone could never have unlocked, and the speed of your life changes dramatically. This is a genuine level of power, and most men never touch it. But there is a fault line running underneath it. All of it is borrowed. Every door you can open is a door somebody else is holding, and it stays open exactly as long as your usefulness to them holds. Their priorities shift, a relationship cools, one patron falls from grace, and you discover your power was standing on someone else's floor. Machiavelli watched this happen to men throughout his life. He warned that friendships bought with money and not with greatness of soul are earned but not owned, and cannot be relied upon in times of need. You will learn this the week your calls stop being returned. The same numbers. The same warm names in your phone. Suddenly answering slower, then not at all. Not out of malice, simply because the thing that made you worth answering has moved. The connected man is one bad season away from being level 3 again with a very good contact list. The move up is conversion. You must turn access into something you own outright. Level 5, the owner. Here the nature of your power changes completely. You no longer trade your time or your relationships. You own the thing other people need, the asset, the system, the customers, the choke point that everything must pass through. And the defining feature of this level is that your power keeps working while you sleep. Your presence stops being the engine. John D. Rockefeller understood this earlier and colder than almost anyone. He did not try to own every oil well in America. He took control of refining and the transport that oil had to move through, so that everyone else's product had to pass through his hands to reach a buyer. He did not need to be in the room. He was the room. That is level 5. You stop asking for a share of the value and you own the place where the value is created. You will know the day you crossed it. Money arrives on an afternoon you spent in bed with a fever, and it arrives anyway, because the thing that earns is no longer your body in a chair. But there is still a ceiling here, and men on this level are often blind to it. Assets can be taken, regulated, outmaneuvered, or destroyed by someone who controls something you do not. There is a level above ownership. Level 6, the feared. On this level, your power stops depending on what you own and starts depending on what people believe you can do. You have become unreadable, and unreadable men are frightening. Your reputation walks into rooms before you and settles arguments you were not present for. People modify their behavior around you without being asked. They check themselves before crossing you. They include you preemptively. They choose their words with unusual care. You are not making them do this. They are doing it to themselves, based on a version of you that lives in their heads. Notice the small tell. A conversation adjusts half a second after you enter a room, not stopping, just adjusting. People run decisions past you that do not require your approval. That is not courtesy. That is a room managing its own risk. Consider J. Edgar Hoover, who ran the FBI for nearly half a century across 8 presidencies. Historians widely note that his real power was not the badge, but the files, the accumulated knowledge of what powerful men wanted hidden, and that presidents who privately wanted him gone found it safer to keep him. That is level 6. He was not the most senior man in Washington. He was simply the one nobody could afford to move against. Machiavelli's most famous line lives on this rung. It is far safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. But there is a poison here, and it is the reason this is not the final level. A man on level 6 controls everyone except himself. Level 7, the sovereign. This is the only level that cannot be taken from you, and it is the one almost no one reaches, including men who have all 6 others. On this level, your power turns inward and becomes complete. You cannot be bought, because there is nothing you crave badly enough to be bought with. You cannot be provoked, because your reactions belong to you and not to whoever is trying to trigger them. You cannot be threatened, because you have already made peace with losing every external thing you hold. Marcus Aurelius sat at the absolute summit of the Roman world, command over legions, wealth, the lives of millions, and spent his private nights writing to himself about restraint, about not being corrupted by the purple, about mastering his own temper before he managed anyone else's. The most powerful man alive spent his energy governing the one territory most powerful men ignore entirely. That is the whole lesson of level 7. There is a simple test for this level, and you can run it this week. Someone insults you, cuts you off, disrespects you in front of others, and you watch the urge to react rise inside you like weather, and then you watch it pass, and nothing in your face moves. Not suppression, genuine indifference. If that sounds impossible, you are not on 7 yet. Every other level can be stripped from you by circumstance. This one cannot, and this is why it sits at the top. The sovereign man does not need the ladder anymore. He has become the thing the ladder was measuring all along. Now you have the map. And somewhere in the last few minutes, a number landed in your chest. Not the one you wanted, the one that was true. Sit with that, because you have just done something the overwhelming majority of men never do in their entire lives. You located yourself. Most men will die at level 2 or 3 still believing they were nearly at the top, still waiting for the break that was never the missing piece. You will not, and the difference started with one honest number. And notice what already changed the second you admitted it. The vague, shapeless frustration you have carried for years, the sense that something was wrong that you could never quite name, has a shape now. It has a number. Vague problems cannot be solved. Located ones can. Understand this clearly. Knowing your level is not accepting your level. It is the only way to leave it. A man who cannot name his position cannot plan a route out of it. He can only drift and hope and blame. So say it plainly, the way a fact is said. I know my level, not as a confession, as the first move of a man who has finally started playing the actual game. Now remove the last blindfold, because there is a truth beneath all 7 levels, and it is the hardest one to hold. Machiavelli did not write for dreamers. He wrote for men willing to see the world exactly as it operates. And the truth is that this ladder exists whether or not you agree to look at it. You are being ranked right now, in every room, by people who will never say the number out loud. They read your posture, your speed, your need, your reactions, and they file you, instantly, unconsciously, and with brutal accuracy. The world does not wait for you to be ready. It sorts you, and it does not sort you by what you deserve. It sorts you by what you can actually do when pushed. Deserving is a currency nobody accepts. There is a second truth, colder still. Nobody above you is going to hand you a rung. The men on level 5 and 6 are not withholding out of cruelty. They are simply occupied with their own climb, and no one has ever risen because someone above them felt generous. Envy will find you the moment you begin to move, and it will wear the faces of people who currently like you. A man climbing is an accusation read aloud to everyone who stopped. Expect it. Do not slow down for it. And understand the cruelest part of the ladder. Every rung costs you something you were comfortable holding. Level 2 costs you the approval you were addicted to. Level 4 costs you the friends who cannot follow. Level 7 costs you the reactions that used to make you feel alive. Men do not stall because the climb is unclear. They stall because they reach a rung whose price they will not pay, and then they build a philosophy to explain why they stopped. The ladder is indifferent to your feelings about it, and that indifference is the fairest thing about it. You have made it to the end, but this is not really an ending. The real enemy was never the men above you or the doors that stayed shut. The real enemy is the man you were 20 minutes ago, the one who could not have named his level if his life depended on it. The version of you who mistook being busy for being powerful. The version who mistook being liked for being valued and called that a career. The version who explained away every correction reality handed him and went back to sleep inside a comfortable story. That man was not unlucky. He was unaware. And unaware men stay exactly where they are. Today you bury him. Kill him with honesty. Kill him with the number you just admitted. Kill him with one rung, taken deliberately, this month. Because the climb is not mystical. Level 1 becomes level 2 the day you build a skill with a name. 2 becomes 3 when you get genuinely good at it. 3 becomes 4 when you stop hiding behind the work and get in front of people. 4 becomes 5 the day you own instead of rent. 5 becomes 6 when your name starts arriving before you do. And 6 becomes 7 only when you turn all of that power inward and finally master the man holding it. 1 rung. That is the whole assignment. Not 7, not a transformation, not a new life by Monday. 1 rung. And the specific price it asks, paid this month. Men who chase the top from the bottom fall back every time. Men who take a single rung and refuse to give it back arrive without noticing. Machiavelli mapped this 5 centuries ago from the bottom of his own ruin, and human nature has not moved a single degree since. I know my level. No one can save you. No one can do this work for you. No one is going to arrive and promote you out of the level you are standing on, and the sooner that stops wounding you, the sooner it starts freeing you. This is not a choice you make once. It is an audit you run again and again, every quarter, every room, for the rest of your life. Because the moment you stop measuring honestly, you start drifting back down without noticing. So make the first move now. In the comments below, write the number of the level you are actually on, not the one you wish you were on, the real one. Then write these words underneath it. I know my level. Not as a wish, as a declaration, to yourself and to every future version of you that will be tested. If this reached something in you, hit the like button. It cost you nothing, and it tells me this work is finding the men it was written for. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because this channel is a long, cold study of power, and the men who study it stop being the ones it is used against. You walked in here not knowing where you stood. You are walking out with the map and your position marked on it. Now climb. I know my level, now prove it.